You can take a guy like Canelo. This guy can do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world by calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Known for his unmatched confidence and perfect record, Mayweather made it clear that he is ready to step back into the ring for another high-stakes showdown. Fans and analysts are excited about the possibility of Mayweather facing Crawford, who is considered one of the toughest pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, adding a new level of anticipation and speculation to boxing. The tension is high.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7-10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford kept his perfect record intact by beating Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision, claiming the undisputed super middleweight title. The fight happened at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, and was one of the most anticipated bouts of the year. Crawford moved up 2 weight classes for this match and stepped into the ring full of confidence. Even though Canelo was naturally bigger and known for his power, Crawford dictated the pace, using precise boxing, quick footwork, and well-timed combinations to take away Canelo's size advantage.
What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Break,
you got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. backed Terence Crawford because he believed in his talent and trusted him to beat Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford was seen as the underdog, Mayweather placed a $50,000 bet on him to win on the money line at plus 148 odds. When Crawford earned a unanimous decision victory, Mayweather's bet paid off big, earning him $124,000. This wager not only showed his faith in Crawford's skills, but also demonstrated Mayweather's deep knowledge of the sport and its dynamics.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Floyd Mayweather has also spoken out on the pound-for-pound rankings, naming Terence Crawford as the top fighter in the world today. After Crawford's impressive performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his talent, discipline, and ability to dominate across different weight classes. For Mayweather, pound-for-pound status is not just about collecting titles, but about consistently showing superiority over the best fighters. He believes Crawford has done exactly that. By beating top champions and staying undefeated, Crawford has established himself as the fighter everyone in modern boxing has to measure up against.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number.
Crawford has also expressed respect for Mayweather's approach to boxing, appreciating not only his talent in the ring, but also the way he carefully managed his career and built his legacy. Over time, this respect developed into a genuine connection between the two fighters. Crawford has received small tips and guidance from Mayweather, and he takes them seriously, putting the advice into practice. Their relationship shows a deeper bond built on ambition, legacy, and a shared understanding of what it takes to reach the very top of the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
Recently, Canelo Alvarez made a surprising statement during a press conference, saying that he believes Crawford is far better than Floyd Mayweather. This was striking, considering Alvarez had suffered his first career loss to Mayweather in 2013 at just 23 years old and while undefeated. Crawford's performance was outstanding, displaying superior hand speed, footwork, and tactical precision to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds. Even after moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford managed to neutralize Alvarez's power with smart defense and precise counterpunching.
TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try. But you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go. And I try all the rounds. I never think about that because, imagine. So I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed that Crawford is much better than Floyd Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, responded with criticism. He suggested that Canelo's comment was a calculated move to boost Crawford's reputation, which would, in turn, make Canelo's own loss look more respectable. Jeff pointed out that Canelo's defeat to Floyd happened when he was in his prime, challenging the idea that Mayweather was past his best at the time. He also disputed the comparison of defensive skills, arguing that while Crawford is very talented, Mayweather's defense is still unmatched.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
yeah. What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
but a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But
he want to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett has joined the discussion about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, stating that Mayweather is still the better fighter. While he recognizes Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argues that Mayweather's defensive skill and ring intelligence make him stand out. He acknowledges Crawford's talent but stresses that Mayweather's legacy, with an undefeated record and dominance across multiple weight classes, keeps him above Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's view adds to the ongoing debate in the boxing world about who truly defines this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has openly rejected Canelo Alvarez's statement that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's record doesn't compare to Mayweather's, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he faced them. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's impressive wins, including the recent victory over Canelo, but stressed that he hasn't faced the same depth of elite fighters across multiple weight classes that Mayweather conquered during his career.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't, but I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmamel Moughton recently reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather will always be considered the GOAT. Despite the attention around Terence Crawford's recent dominance, Moughton stressed that Mayweather's perfect record, ring intelligence, defensive mastery, and consistent success across multiple weight classes set a standard that few can reach. He praised Crawford's achievements, especially his win over Canelo, but highlighted that true greatness isn't defined by a single fight or moment. It's about sustained excellence, longevity, and making history by remaining undefeated at the top. Moughton believes that while Crawford is exceptional, Mayweather's legacy exists on an entirely different level.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, two-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So really just we're gonna see tomorrow. How it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. I feel like it's even playing fields, and both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is the greatest. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. Of course nobody will, but I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Terence Crawford addressed the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., stressing that fighters should be judged within the context of their own era. Crawford stated that he is the best of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and that direct comparisons between them are unnecessary. This shows Crawford's confidence in his accomplishments and his determination to build his own legacy, separate from past legends. Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, his longtime trainer Brian "Bow" McIntyre emphasized that there should be no rush into another fight. Bomac pointed out that Crawford has just secured one of the biggest victories of his career and deserves time to rest rather than jump immediately back into training. He explained that after such intense preparation and a grueling 12 rounds, recovery must be the priority. Instead of focusing on future opponents right away, Bomac recommended that Crawford take a well-earned break to recharge both physically and mentally, allowing him to fully appreciate his achievement before planning the next steps in his legendary career.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. And we're going to assess that. And, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah. Damn. And for you? Hey, this is the thing. Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. Everybody.
Bernie Thigh, a close ally of Terence Crawford, fired a strong critique after the Canelo fight, claiming, "They tried to rob us." He argued that the scoring didn't properly reflect Crawford's dominance, saying many rounds were unfairly awarded or judged too closely. According to Bernie, Crawford controlled the fight, set the pace, displayed superior fundamentals, and clearly outworked Canelo, yet the judges' cards didn't fully recognize those efforts. He believes that even with the unanimous decision win, the score margins were unjust. His comments underline how judging controversies continue to provoke strong emotions in boxing, even when the outcome appears clear.
This is the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather has a unique view on this matchup, having faced and defeated Canelo Alvarez in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated and rapidly rising. That win remains one of the standout moments of Mayweather's legendary career, highlighting his defensive genius and sharp ring intelligence. Now, years later, Mayweather is focusing on Terence Crawford, the fighter who recently dominated Canelo. By challenging Crawford, Mayweather is not only sparking excitement in the boxing world again, but also signaling that he still considers himself capable of competing with the very best.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. And he was like, that was when he was
No,
probably
he
at
was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world. 23, so imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford could lead to one of the biggest fights in boxing history, or should Mayweather stay retired and let Crawford carry the legacy forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below.